back, everybody. Today we're going to talk about two very important verbs in Portuguese, the verb falar and achar. Falar means to speak, and achar means to think or find. Normally, you will use it as like your opinion. So I think that, for example. So let's get to it, guys. So fairly simple verb, standard AR verb. So the AR at the end of the verb gets cut down to an O for the I or the AU version, right? So eu falo, você fala, nós falamos, vocês falam. Okay. So what else? Let's do a quick example, just to get our brains working here. Eu falo English. I speak English, right? You can also do something like this. Fala para mim. More or less speak to me or tell me, right? So eu falo, você fala, nós falamos, vocês falam. Fairly simple, right? Next we have the verb achar. Achar is a little bit more complicated because it can mean two very different things. In most cases it'll mean to think, like your opinion. So he thinks that. Ele acha que. It can also mean to find, like to literally find something like that you're looking for. But really, it's really just going to be in terms of thinking, right? So let's do an example. Here's a question. O que você acha do Brasil? What? Remember we learned that when the question word's what? You think, você acha do Brasil. Right? So remember the article, do. So what do you think of Brazil? You can respond, eu acho que Brazil é legal. I think that Brazil is cool. So normally when you're responding to a question or you're stating something that you think, you will use the word que afterwards. That more or less means that, right? So this translates to I think, eu acho, I think that Brazil is cool. So one more example. Vocês acham que os Estados Unidos da América é grande? Do you think that the United States is large? That's your question. Do you think that the United States is large? You can respond, sim. Sim, achamos. Sim, achamos. Now here is one thing that has nothing to do with the verb at all. See, os Estados Unidos, right? So sometimes I see people use United States as a singular, right? Singular word, right? So, but other times people write it like this. So os Estados Unidos, that'd be plural, right? So literally the United States. But I actually wrote it with the plural article, but then there's the third person. The third person to be verb, right? To be honest, I've seen people do many different ways, refer to the United States as a singular word or a plural word. To be honest, I don't know what is correct. I also really don't care that much because people will understand you either way. Okay, so let's use some examples for these words. So let's combine both the words that we already learned, these verbs. So we can say, ele fala inglês? That's a question, right? He speaks English? You can respond using achar like this. Sim. Oh, you can respond this, sim, ele fala, or sim, eu acho que ele fala. So you can do it just like that too. Ele fala inglês? Sim, ele fala. Or sim, eu acho que ele fala. I think he speaks. Right? So fairly simple. So I'll give you one more example. Eu acho. You don't have to use the eu, but you could. Eu acho que é muito caro aqui no Brasil. Eu acho. I think that it is very expensive. Caro means expensive here in Brazil, right? Which compared to the United States, it is many things, especially technology, cars, TVs, this kind of thing, computers, any Apple product, believe it or not, is extremely expensive. Okay, so I think that was a fairly simple lesson. Both of these verbs are not irregular, so in terms of conjugation, it's fairly straightforward. If you have any questions, of course, leave something in the commentary section. I hope you see you again next time. Hopefully, Ready for Brazil can actually get you ready. Take care.